Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and this is the daily scan for Monday, February 10th, 2013. All right, on the announcement front, all's pretty quiet. Even into Tuesday, we're just Auntie Janet's going to speak twice. And then we have another Fed chairman speaking on Wednesday and a couple of gold stars. Nothing really happens until jobless claims on Thursday and retail sales. So the first part of the week should be pretty quiet. We still are in earnings season though, so watch out for those events. Okay, across the pond in Asia, we're looking kind of mixed. Get that off of there. Come on, go away. And in Europe, pretty much green. So looking positive over there. There, finally got rid of it. I had to reload the page. All right, so back to Europe. We are looking mostly green. Bullish over in Europe. Moderately. Nothing really exciting or hot going on there. In the U.S., okay, here we are looking at our futures, which have been sort of heading in the down direction since I started looking at it earlier. And then sneaking up is gold at 1273, well above our 1250 bogey that we were playing around with for the last month or so, at least, for quite a while. This is looking kind of bearish for the rest of the market. And another thing that's snuck up on us while we were sleeping over the weekend, or having a good time, whatever you were doing, is oil, which is almost up to $100 a barrel. So that's was pretty hot there. All right, I'm going to take a look at our account. I had that LinkedIn earnings trade play, which really ended up pretty much flat. And we can take a look at last week as far as CSSv2 is concerned. And all we had for last week was this MasterCard trade. And we'll take a look at that on the we'll take a look at a chart there. Just was seeing a blank there. Overall, though, we're still up pretty much. You can see that we've been limiting our losses on the losing trades. And let's take a look at MasterCard on a chart. Having a little bit of technical difficulty here, but I think everything should be okay now. Looks like everything's humming along well. Okay, this was the wrong thing to do last week. So we got our two red downs here, and I wasn't really paying much attention, and I need to look at everything. I get a little bit lazy every once in a while, but this was the first day of a new downtrend, and the ideal thing to do in retrospect, and actually I kind of knew this anyway, is to wait for a full cycle in a new downtrend before, or a new trend period, before you do anything. So I was just itching for a trade because I didn't have one for the week yet, and it ended up costing. So again, this is a new downtrend, and we should have waited for the first wave and then a green up. So when we got our green up, because this is a new downtrend, we actually went green on the trend. So now we're back into a bullish trend. So that was one mistake on the one trade from last week. Now, I don't want to waste a lot of time here, but I wanted to quickly, because of what's going on with gold here, I want to just think about maybe doing a covered call in gold. Let's see here. This is not what I was looking at before. So we're looking at a possible 77 cent, but this would be way out in, I think it's way out anyway in April. So I'm going to probably take a pass on that particular trade right now. I may go back to March because of what gold is doing right now. We take a look at March at that 134 level that I was thinking about. Let's go to 28 here. Let's see if we can get the 134 up here. Oops, wrong one. And this is what I was thinking of. This is April, and it's up to 39 cents. But what is March 134 at right now? It's at 17 cents. I'm not sure it's going to move up very much today, because even if GLD goes up a buck, it's only going to go up 6 cents. Which if it goes up a buck, that may be enough. That may be enough. Let's take a look at a chart. Yeah, actually a dollar in GLD is quite a bit. Kind of equates sort of to $10 in the gold futures. So I'm not so sure it's going to move that much, but this is a good sign. We're getting a positive trend here, and I think it's time for me to start collecting money on GLD, as small as it might be, and keeping it closer to in expiration. There's no money, I don't think, in February, and February is only a couple weeks away anyway. So at 134, I wouldn't get anything really. If I sold it, I'd maybe get a penny. So that would be $1, and it would cost me $1.25 to do the transaction. So I would not do that, and I'm not going to tighten it up either. But what I could do also is to take a little bit of risk here in March and go for something below 134. And I would take a risk in case I get called out, but I could always roll it. So I may be doing that if I would go to, say, a March 130 maybe. I get 38 cents for that. So that's 38 bucks that I could just add to the pot. And at 130, what are we looking at here? That would be way up here. And if it starts moving and getting close to there, I just roll it to the next month and roll it up to the 134. So I think I might be doing that. I have I have something set up, an appointment set up for today to take a look at that. All right, enough with that. We take a look, just a look-see, quick peek at our calendars. These are all, this one is a February, and this one is a March. And then I have these two down here, both Februaries, which I probably, in retrospect, should have made them March. All right, let's run through the A+ list and call it a day. See if anything's happening here. Apple is just too flat here. We would be looking for, this would be the start of the first cycle, and whether or not we need to wait for another cycle before we would even consider this one. So that's the lesson that we learned. All right, Amazon, Okay, it's not playing out here for the calendar. What do we have? We have a new downtrend and the completion of a first cycle. This, I'm going to take this off because that is not valid. We're going to wait for a full cycle. It's got to come down and then go back up again and give us a hook. We just want to make sure we don't have to trade. Remember that. I just have to keep telling myself that. Nothing going on here either with Boeing. We're still in our first cycle. We want that to complete in a downtrend, and the trend may go back to green like this one is here. We may be going back into an uptrend on the other ones, just like Baidu appears to be doing right now. So this is no longer valid. I may have to update my rules for that. I'll let you know when I do that, and if I do that. Another thing I might be looking at is this moving average on the MACD to see if there's any sort of additional confirmation that we can get off of that, either by observing it or by changing it. Okay, we were looking for a touch up here in a new downtrend. That's no longer valid. Besides that, we have a violation anyway. So we're going to take that drawing off. So that's no longer on our list. Chipotle. We were looking for a touchdown here for an entry, and we didn't get it, so that's no longer valid. And let's see. This is just way too choppy, and this big gap here, I just don't like it. Just kind of want to stay away from that one. Costco. We're up here. This is good. So we've already had a couple cycles on this downtrend. There's a cycle here, and now we're into our second one. So we're still looking for a hook here on Costco. So that one is actually setting up. So keep an eye on that one, folks. Chevron, new downtrend. Do we have a full cycle here? It's not really a cycle, but I think we're pretty solidly into this trend. So we're up and then we're down, and now we're back up again. So this is pretty valid. So we're actually looking at this as a setup as well. Enron, or Igor, as I used to call it, new trend, uptrend. Need a full cycle on that one. FedEx, still in a downtrend, getting close to a setup, but not quite there yet. Gold, GLD, nothing going there, lots of chop. Google, missed a Google trade here. I was gone, and now it's too late. So now we have to wait for the next one. So we'll just take that one off of there. IWM. IWM may be setting up. No, it's not, because we need a full cycle. So we are going to take that target off. And we're going to wait for a full cycle. It's got to come up and go back down again, and then come up, and then we're convinced that we are in a downtrend. LinkedIn, ended up flat on this when I got out. It's like, maybe lost $5 or something like that on it. Big risk. I'm going to delete all drawings here and start afresh. Okay, so is there anything going on here? Nothing. Nothing that's tradable for us. MasterCard, I am going to delete all drawings on it. And the beginning of the downtrend has turned into an uptrend. 3M. We may be, let's see, do we have a cycle? Sort of a cycle. I'm taking a pass on that. I need another full range cycle here. This is looking too powerful to me. Netflix, looking very strong, very, very. He got an upgrade, I think, or something like that on Friday. So we're waiting for. This is a way that you can find out if there's other drawings on your chart that are older than what you can see. Is just by right-clicking and then say delete all drawings. So there's some drawings on this thing somewhere. So now when I right-click, it's grayed out. So it's not there anymore. We got rid of some old drawings. Maybe dragging down the system a little bit. Priceline. Wow. Priceline's looking very powerful too. So this is just a blip here. I'm not even going to count this. So we are looking, there's a setup. No. This was a bear call that we were thinking of doing. So we are going to delete that. We actually need to wait for another run down on this in order to get in. I'm going to delete all my old drawings on this too. Russell? Nope. We're waiting. We need to wait for another cycle, so we're going to delete that drawing. So nothing exciting for us there. SPX. Same thing. Nothing exciting there. I'm going to wait for a full cycle here. Moving on, Tesla. This was a good enough hook, but we didn't get in. It was away, so I hope you guys got in on that one. That's a pretty one. That one's looking really good, but nothing going on right now. And then last, but certainly not least, is Visa. Very powerful looking movement here. We'll wait for the next cycle down. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. And just to remind you again that the video tomorrow will be the last one until the last week in February. So you guys are on your own. So again, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.